What's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It is draft week. It is finally amongst us. Today is Monday, April 25th, and we are 3 days away from the start of the NFL draft. So, I'm coming at you with the content. It's another with the latest and greatest on the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel. And today we are getting into my final mock draft, but this time with trades. My other mock draft, and we didn't go with any trades on it. We decided to just stick and pick during our War Room episode, and we were able to come up with some good compensation. I really like what we did with that draft. If you missed that episode, that draft was looking like this. But today, we're getting into something differently. I decided to pick up the phone call in the first round and trade back some spots. But before we get into that mock draft, this episode, like all episodes, is brought to you by Washington on the Daily on Instagram at WSH on the Daily. My guy Ray is your number one hub source for all things, all news, everything related to the Washington Commanders. At WSH on the Daily, give him a follow. And for all of your sports betting needs, these NBA playoffs are getting fucking real right now. Get them done on BetUS Sportsbook Casino. Using my unique link in the description below and code JOIN125, get your Calvin Ridley on and make some money and bet safely. But yeah, we're 3 days away from the draft. It's finally here. All the speculation, all the arguing amongst one another about this prospect over that prospect, it's all going to be done and over with in 3 days. And I cannot wait to get there because I need to know who's on this roster. I need to know what we're working with for the 2022 season as the inaugural season as the Washington Commanders. And we're going to have a busy week on the channel. I'm giving you my final mock with trades right now. Tonight, I'm going live with my boy Jalen, a.k.a. Stunner, from Bleeding B&G. We're doing a full first round mock where we alternate picks. I'm picking the odd numbers. He's picking the even, and we're going to go through all 32 picks in the first round of the draft. Don't roast us because some of it is different, but you know what I'm saying? We're doing what we think is going to happen, and we're doing it from our lens rather than all these media draft experts out there. You never know, man. Our mock didn't do too bad last year. Tomorrow night, we're going live, draft week live stream with Ed Oliver, the real Ed Oliver, not the one in Buffalo, our guy in the Commanders community, and my boy, Corey Sanchez, the legend on the warpath. I'm going to have both of those guys on. We may get a live stream mock going, We're going to be chopping it up about our final thoughts of what's going on draft week. Then Wednesday on the channel, I'm dropping my draft prediction compilation episode. So I called on all of the Washington content creators, fans, subscribers, a couple media guests, and I wanted to know I wanted to check the pulse of the fan base, the content creator community. I wanted to know what everybody was thinking about pick 11. So I put together a big compilation podcast of everyone's prediction of what's going to happen at 11 for the team. And then Thursday, I'll be at FedEx Field, and it's going down, baby. We're going to be live from FedEx Field for the first round of the draft, and it's going to be a litty situation at FedEx Field. If you're there, holla at me, come through the tent. I don't know where they're going to have us set up yet, but I'll let you know when they do. But what you're here for today is a mock draft, so play the music. Let's get it. With the first pick, with the 11th pick in the 2022 NFL draft, Washington will be trading back 14 spots with the Buffalo Bills. We'll be trading pick 11, our first round pick, and pick 113, our fourth round pick, for the Bills' second round pick, number 89, 59, and third round pick, number 89. So we just picked up a 2 and a 3 for our 1 and our 4th. And we moved back 14 spots. I don't see how this guy gets to this spot, but I don't know how realistic this is, but with the value, I had to make this pick. So with the 25th pick in the NFL draft, the Washington Commanders select a guy that I think that we may even select at 11 if we stick there. Wide receiver Drake London, Southern California. The 6'5", 220 phenomenon that I've been sleeping on throughout the entire draft process. Well, I am now awake, and that buzz league wide is very real. My boy Jalen calls him Baby Fitzgerald. He sees Larry Fitz in him. Guys see Mike Evans in him. I've heard Cortland Sutton comparisons, Michael Pittman Jr. comparisons. I've heard it all at this point. And what's very clear is he has better foot quickness and short area separation skills than I ever thought that he did. He's going to be a demon running the slant route at the next level. Like, I don't know who's stopping a Drake London slant at the next level. If you think Slant Boy in New Orleans is a slant god, Drake London is going to be a jump ball and slant god at the next level. And the value here is unmatched. Getting Drake London here at pick 25, that's a home run pick. But honestly, I think Drake London's going top 10. And if he doesn't go top 10, he's going number 11 to Washington, because the chatter and the buzz is starting to build that in the building that people love Drake London. And league-wide, people love Drake London. I think all they needed to see was that pro day to give that confirmation, you know? And, I mean, he moves good. To me, he looks like Jordan Reed to me. But he's taller, he's slimmer, and he's not a tight end. But he could be really good. And I want my weapon. So you're not going to hear me mad at any wide receiver's name being called in the first round, because unless it's something really wild and stupid like Justin Ross in the first round. But we get our weapon here at 25. Then we move on to the second round. This pick's going to surprise you because you're like, Rio, haven't you been saying this whole time, oh my God, they better not take an offensive lineman in the first round? Yeah, they're not going to take one in the first round, but I wouldn't mind us taking one in the second round. You want to take your guard in the second round? Have the fuck at it. Ron has told you in the last 10 times he got a mic in front of him, I want to protect my quarterback and I want to put weapons around him. We put another weapon around him just now with Drake London, Drizzy, out of Southern Cal. And with the 47th pick in the NFL draft, the Washington Commanders, our Washington Commanders, select Tyler Lindenbaum, center, Iowa. I know what you're going to say. Center. Why would we take a center at 47? One, Tyler Lindenbaum should not be at pick 47, so the value is outstanding. Two, he is an Iowa offensive lineman. Iowa players are like bust-proof in the NFL. Iowa players, like, we just lost an Iowa guard. You know what we're going to do with this Iowa center? We're going to slide him over. Welcome to your Brandon Sheriff replacement. Throw Andrew Norwell on that left side of the line and have Tyler Lindenbaum slip in where Brandon Sheriff was, or compete with Wes Schweitzer for it. Yes, he's an elite center, but I think he has position versatility, position flex, like they always harp on here in Washington with Coach Rivera. Tyler Lindenbaum, you plug and play him at that guard spot next to Chase Rouillet. You have a complete offensive line. Rouillet in the middle, Norwell and Lindenbaum, Charles Leno and Sam Cosmi. You're good to go. I don't want to mess with the experiments known as Keith Ishmael and Sadiq Charles. I have no hope and belief for either guy. I hope they prove me wrong. I don't fucking see it happening. And Tyler Lindenbaum, although he's a little undersized for the position, he's 6'2". He's like right under 300 pounds. That's what the NFL offseason weightlifting program and nutrition plan is for. Put some weight on the dude. He's an elite offensive lineman. Shouldn't be there at 47. Taking him in a heartbeat. We start the draft off with a receiver and a starting guard who played center in college. I'm with the shits at this point. And now we use our first pick from Buffalo. We have dueling second round picks now. Our second round pick with the 59th pick in the draft. We're going local. Maryland Terrapin. We're getting Ron's Buffalo nickel. Like my man Stunner said in our war room. I mean, he may not be a Buffalo nickel. He may be our pure free safety. But this is a dude who's played nickel. This is a dude who's played Will Backer. And this is a dude who primarily was the free safety and played all over the place at Maryland. Nick Cross, safety, Maryland Terrapins. Nick Cross, 4.34, 40-yard dash. Athleticism to move down, shift all over, position flex again, you know. You can't mention a Ron Rivera defense without saying the phrase that he says in every press conference, position flex. This is the Buffalo nickel or the starting free safety, whatever you want to do with him. Nick Cross has the athletic profile, the size, and the skills for it. And I think this is a home run pick at 59 because I think he's going to go before pick 59 in the NFL draft next week because the buzz has been rising. And I like me some Maryland safeties. You remember how late Darnell Savage's draft stock went up? Like, nobody was talking about Darnell Savage. Then we get the draft where everybody's like, oh, he's going to be a first-round pick. If we didn't draft Dwayne Haskins that year, God rest his soul, they said Darnell Savage was probably going to be the pick at 15 for us that year. So I like the value we're getting here at 59 with Nick Cross. And we did not have a third-round pick because we gave ours away for Carson Wentz, and which I'm fine with. You get a starting quarterback with your third-round pick, a starting veteran, experienced quarterback. That's fine. But we added pick 89 to the draft collection for this year. And a lot of people are going to like this pick. With the 89th pick in the NFL draft, bang the table, Jack Del Rio. You are now getting your Mike linebacker. Leo Chenal, linebacker, Wisconsin. This guy, like Chad Muma, like they look like they were spit out the womb to play starting Mike backer for your NFL franchise. That's a green dot, C on his chest, call the defense, alpha male monster, him like anchoring the middle of your defense. This is a dude who in 2020 and in 2021 led Wisconsin in sacks, tackles for loss, and tackles. Absolute monster, absolute hammer. And I think he has the versatility to stay on the field on third downs and get better in coverage because he's not terrible in coverage. He is the Mike linebacker we're missing here. Like a guy like him or Muma. But Leo Chenal is an absolute enforcer. Put on the tape of this dude. He is he's blasting someone, he's shooting through the lines, and he's an elite blitz linebacker. Have him anchor the middle of the defense. I think this is a dream pick. I don't need a fucking backer with one of our first two picks of the draft. If you trade back, get one in round 3. If not, get one in round 4. We don't need to pick an off-ball backer in the first 2 rounds of this draft this year. I promise you. We do not. But this is a home run pick for us here at 89. In the 3rd round, we got my guy Leo Chenal. If you have not checked this guy out, watch him. He's an absolute fucking stud. And then we move on. Since we traded our 4th, we're down to the 5th round, pick 132. Another local guy. Apparently that local combine that we threw at FedEx Field recently, we had our eyes on some local guys. And for the second time on this roster, this is a quarterback switch to tight end transition. We got the monstrous Jelani Woods out of UVA, 6'7" tight end, 6'7", about 256 tight end out of UVA. Was an elite quarterback coming out of high school and going to Oklahoma State before transferring to UVA. You know what I'm saying? This is a huge tight end. Like he's a little raw, but he's a move tight end. He gives you vertical ability, and I wouldn't say he's someone that's going to threaten Logan Thomas's tight end 1, but him and Bates offer different skill sets to be tight end 2 and tight end 3 here, and I'm definitely cool with what he offers here, and I would love to put him in the mix here with the team. We have a tight end mix of Logan Thomas, Jelani Woods, and John Bates. John Bates is more of the blocking tight end guy, but he's shown the ability to do have a little bit of wiggle after the catch and to separate. but Jelani Woods gives better separation. He gives us a vertical threat at the tight end position. Then we move down to the 6th round, pick 189. We go on edge depth. Another Ohio State edge rusher. We got Tariq Smith. I'm not going to give you too much on the guy. He's depth at this point. F.A. Obata, Tariq Smith, James Smith-Williams, Shaka Toney, William Bradley King. We have a good room of depth on the edge side. I probably should have went interior, but this was the best player on the board when I picked. And we closed out the draft at number 230 with a running back from UNC, Tar Heel, Ty Chandler. I told you, if you went to Charlotte, if you visited North Carolina, if you own a Tar Heels jersey, you've been to a Hornets game, or you've said the word Panther at any point in your life, you could be a Washington Commander. Come on down. Ty Chandler offers that back by committee ability. Like him and Patterson will battle it out for the last running back spot on the team. He definitely has some wiggle to him. He has pass catching ability. And I don't think he'll challenge Antonio Gibson for the RB1 spot, but he can definitely be in a back by committee situation. So to close the draft, this is what we did in this draft. We went with Drake London to start the draft, Tyler Lindenbaum, who I'm putting at guard and not center, Nick Cross, safety, Buffalo nickel out of Maryland, Leo Chenal, born and bred to be a Mike backer out of Wisconsin, the huge skyscraper Jelani Woods out of UVA, Tariq Smith for edge depth, and Ty Chandler out of UNC to close the draft. And that's going to be my final mock draft of the draft cycle. And this one, I decided to do it with style and with trades. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm not sure how realistic some of the value is here, but you never know with the NFL draft. Every year, guys go higher and lower than expected. Tell me anybody predicted Cleveland Farrell going number 4 in the draft. Mayock and the fucking Raiders, their draft boards were crazy. Nobody thought Alex Leatherwood was going into teams last year. Nobody thought Daniel Jones was going as the 6th pick in the draft. Nobody thought DK, after what he did in the combine, was going to go at the end of the 2nd round. You never know how these boards shake out. That's why it's funny as shit to watch fans get like ready to fight each other and so ridiculously emotional over prospects that we don't know are going to succeed in this league. We can have as much confidence as we want to. Experts, teams, front offices are wrong about these players every fucking year. So don't get too emotional over it. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the banter. Enjoy the dialogue. And I'll see y'all later for my mock draft with my boy Stunner, where we're going to do a full 1st round mock. Let me know what you think of my final mock with trades. Hit me up in the comments. Thank you for liking. Thank you for viewing. And I appreciate all the support. Until next time, hail to the Washington Commanders.